Hello, our subscribers out there. It is Rex and Rage TV back with you again for another video.
I am Rex.
And I am Rage. And today we're going to be doing a topic of discussion on marriage. We're also going to be eating too. I have a couple of pounds of crawfish, some scrimps, potatoes, sausage, all of that. So we're going to be eating that. And then baby has wings and some rice.
Good old rice.
He's gonna turn into wings and rice because that's all he likes to eat. But anyway, so we're gonna be discussing different things about marriage as well as getting our grub on. So we may be more eating and not as much talking, but y'all enjoy the video. And I also have this hat on too because it is raining here and my hair is fluffy, so we couldn't have that on the video.
Oh, poofy head.
But anyway, so let's get started.
Man.
Let me have a couple of these shrimp or something first, and then we're going to get started talking about our topic.
Nothing like some good old lemon pepper wings.
He's going to turn into a lemon pepper wing.
You going to fly away with me, too?
Am I really? Okay.
Slow down.
I ain't slowed down. I took one bite.
I know, but look how you bite it. It ain't going nowhere.
You might want some.
So? Well, I'm going to wait, though. Wait till you get one peeled. All right.
You know how you do when you get something good to eat.
Man, look, I don't know what that was.
This is the bomb. Good.
Tell them what you got, though.
I told him I had crawfish,
I know,
shrimp,
like the spices and stuff like that.
sausage,
Why you got a hold like that?
potatoes. So we got the works. But we decided to talk about marriage because oftentimes I think people want to get married for the sake of getting married. Just because it's always been drummed into our head as little girls, little boys, grow up, go to college, get a good, get a degree, get a good job, get married, have kids, all of that.
Stay in that house with the white picket fence with a dog.
Yeah, so we've been made to think that, okay, let's get married, and then we think, oh, well, we start hitting 30 and 35 and 40 that we get too old. Marriage may not happen for us and stuff like that. But
Soy sauce.
this one right here. It's a lot more to marriage than just saying, oh, I want to get married. Because marriage is a lot of work.
Trust me, a lot of patience.
A lot of patience, communication. Marriage is a whole nother ministry.
A lot of sacrifice.
All of that.
All of that.
So,
just my advice before she goes any further. Trying to get married, just think about it. Like I say, she said earlier, it sounds good, but are you willing to put in that work? Dating and marriage, two different things.
Yep. Because when you dating, if you and that person ain't making it, you can easily say, all right, I'm out, and be gone. But in marriage, there's a lot more that go into it, especially if you have kids. You can't just up and say, okay, I'm out. Now, some people do that.
I think they put jalapeno juice in here.
It's spicy.
Ooh.
Now, this got a little spice to it, too, but you know, I like it spicy.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh. Is that going? Okay, I tried it.
You trying to open your tight eyes?
Finish what you were saying.
Oh, my bad.
Play too much. Excuse me.
He made me forget what I was saying, but when you have kids and stuff like that, it's easy to just say, okay, I'm done. You know, when you're single versus when you have kids in a marriage or whatever, you have to think about them as well and what that's going to do to them. And I think if you go into marriage in the beginning and saying that divorce is not an option and taking divorce off the table, then you're more prone to work on things. Now that's not saying that stuff don't happen and you kind of like, oh, you know what? I can't do this anymore. But if you take that off the table, it won't be the first thing you jump to do or jump to say, oh, well, let's get a divorce. You'll be more prone to want to work on it and go to counseling or whatever it is. Because I know us as black people, we were always taught, don't go to no counseling, just suck it up, deal with it, work it out.
Can't nobody tell you about you.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why it's a lot of us messed up to this day. Instead of going to talk it out with somebody, because you can't always talk it out with your family. Because if you go to your family or even friends and talk it out, they're going to always hold that person to that same, what's the word I'm looking for, mess up or whatever it is that they did. They going to always be looking at them sideways or always telling people, girl, I don't know why she got back with him after he did this, that, and the third.
Side note, let me do a side note. There's nothing wrong with confiding in a friend or a family member, but make sure that family member is in your current situation as far as marriage, or they have your best interest at heart. You can't talk to somebody that turn up every night.
True.
Because all they're going to be like, well, girl, you don't need him. Let's go out to the club right now.
True. We
got a whole bunch of other meetings tonight. It's ladies' night tonight. You can't have nobody like that.
Yeah. You need to have people that's rooting for you. Everybody not rooting for you.
What you want? Some of your crawfish juice.
No. Everybody not rooting for you, so you got to make sure, like he said, that you confiding in the right person, and your business gonna stay between y'all and not everybody else. If that's what you decide to do, a lot of times it's just best to keep it between you and your spouse. But I know sometimes it just kind of happens where you're just kind of fed up, and then somebody may ask, "Are you okay?" And then you kind of just start venting, and you may not necessarily mean to do that, but it kind of happens. And like I said, then when that happens, then if you're not venting to the right person, other people know your business, and then it becomes a whole thing of, I don't know why she doing this and doing that, why she put up with this and why she put up with that. Because truth be told, a lot of people are putting up with stuff, but they just putting on a different face in front of people to make them think that everything is all good, when in actuality,
held and broke loose.
Basically, the whole bottom fell out. But they want to put on this whole show for other people to make them think it's a certain way. And that's one thing, like, I can say about me and him. Like, we're not finna put on no show for nobody. We're not finna do any of that, because we are who we are 24/7. Now, with that being said, not to say that we don't get into little spats and stuff like that, but if something is to happen, just say we're on our way somewhere and we get into a little spat on the way there. I'm not going to go in there, ooh, I can't stand him and all this and that. I'm going to play it cool.
But when we get back in this car, though.
When we get back in the car. It's on and popping.
You better put your seatbelt on.
But
don't look at me. Don't say nothing.
But I'm not ever going to embarrass him or anything like that in front of anybody.
So at the end of the day,
of what we got going on.
Yeah, at the end of the day, y'all made a bond to each other. And basically that bond is to each other, not to everybody else. So if y'all got a problem, hold that bond tight and y'all deal with y'all problem.
These head is kind of dry.
The head dry.
Yeah, the head is kind of dry. Just disgusting. Y'all ignore him.
What was I saying, though? Because you started talking about... Never mind, we on. Okay. What was I saying, though?
You got to make sure the bond tight. That's what I remember you saying.
Yeah. Make sure the bond tight. Because they got a lot of wolves in sheep clothing out here. And one thing you don't want to do is let that evil, that conniving, that negative spirit into your marriage. Because once it's in, it's hard to get out. Especially if somebody's talking a good game. They got a lot of motivational speakers out there that's motivating the wrong energy.
And not even just that. You got to start confiding in people, and they know like what you feel like your spouse is lacking, and then they try to play on that. It could be a male that I'm confiding to or a female that he's confiding to, and they, oh, well, she ain't doing this, she ain't doing that. Well, let me start trying to do this and do that. And
you don't catch them paws too.
That's how they start trying to wiggle their way in. You know, so you have to be secure in your marriage. You have to be secure in what you have going on. and not worry about the outside, because at the end of the day, it's you and that person, you and your spouse. It's not about anybody else. As long as you keep God in the center of it, everything else gonna fall into place. Not saying it won't be some highs and some lows, because we've had a lot of highs and lows. But at the end of the day, this my dude, this my baby, this my booski, my everything, you know what I'm saying? So no matter what, y'all pray for me. Because see, I'm trying to be serious, and he over here tootsie rolling. Anyway.
Who does that?
You!
It was the butterfly. It wasn't the Tootsie Roll.
It ain't the butterfly, it's the tootsie roll. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, back to what we were talking about. But for real, like, you just gonna have to be on the same page with your spouse, and just make sure y'all keeping it 100 with each other and not worrying about what nobody else thinks.
Yeah, there should be no secrets in your marriage. No secrets at all. That's just like when you, even with dating, you tell one lie, you got one secret, you got to keep coming up with stuff to maintain that previous lie.
Boy, you better say that. Boy.
Eventually, it all run together, and you're going to slip on something. So the best policy, keep it 100 from the jump.
And if you know you're not ready for marriage, don't get married. Don't propose. Don't accept the proposal if you know you're not ready. That is the worst thing you can do, especially if you ready and they're not, or vice versa.
You know what? This video does come at a good time, too, because a lot of y'all might not know, but a couple days ago, we just celebrated our 3rd anniversary.
Married, yeah,
3rd married anniversary. My bad. We've been together since Moses parted the Red Sea.
2009.
It's still been a long time.
Yep, it have. Lord, pray for me. I don't know how I done did.
So first of all, we've already beat the stats on us just even being together. So hey, prime example. Just keep the faith, keep pushing. Don't hide the fights. You gonna fight.
For sure. But
so I think we can give them a couple little tips or whatever to keep everything strong. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. You want to go, or you want me to?
Well, we were talking earlier, and she mentioned something about a compromise. Compromise. That's the biggest part to keeping your marriage successful. Compromise, meaning some stuff you used to do before y'all got married that you want to tone back on. And that goes both ways, man, male or female.
Does that include shopping?
Well, that's something we still need to compromise on.
My name is Rage.
And she has a problem.
And I have a problem.
Yes.
We'll go ahead, baby.
I was about to side note again. Guys, I need y'all to comment down below and tell me what y'all think. She thinks that just because I bought it cheap, I got a deal on it, so I'm not really spending a lot of money. But if you bought something that was $1.39 and you bought 30 of them, y'all do the math. You still ain't come out cheap, and then you got too much stuff. I gotta take a sip on that one. That's pretty good.
You done with compromise?
No, I need you to comment on compromise.
Basically, it's the same thing you said. Like, I feel like you do need to compromise in a marriage. You need to make sure that everything is not about you. You know, that you meeting that person halfway. I'm not talking about just finding somewhere to eat or whatever, because that right there is a never-ending story for us. But making sure that if he wants, just for example, he want to go watch, I'm just say go watch a football game, and you not into football, that don't mean you just say, oh, I don't want to go do that, so we not doing that. No. If he want to go watch a football game, regardless if you like football or not, go watch the football game.
Because look here, guys, trust me. There's no sports right now. And I'm
sad?
stuck. Yes, I'm sad. But my compromise is I gotta watch Love and Hip Hop. I gotta watch Have and the Have Nots. What else on right now? Whatever. It's not sports.
Family Matters.
Oh Lord. Keep on going compromise. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So basically, just meeting him halfway. Because when me and him got together, like, I wasn't a big sports fan. So sometimes he'd be wanting to go watch the game, and I really didn't want to go, but just because I wanted to be with him, I would go and end up having a good time, you know, at the end of it. So don't always cancel stuff out because it's not something that you like to do or that you normally do. Because granted, he goes in the stores with me, and I know he hates it, but he'll still go. Now, sometimes we end up arguing because he ready to go.
Fellas, I need my guys to respond on this. Comment down below. If you go in the store, the girl pick up a dress or something like that, or a little shirt with ruffles or something, and she asks you, baby, how does this look? Hey, you gotta wear it. Don't ask me no question like that, like I'm gonna buy me one to match. No. No.
You don't have to buy one to match. I just really want to know if it's something that you would like to see me in.
Well, anything you put on, I'd be like, okay, now you know I'm going to speak my mind. If it's something that ain't right, I'm going to tell you, hey, whoa.
Oh, yeah, because he can be a little rude at times.
That ain't right. That don't fit you right. No.
Well, I'm glad you ain't never had to tell me that, but I know you would.
Yep.
You have told me about this lipstick I wore, though, that you didn't really like too much. It was a matte lipstick, y'all, and he didn't really like it too much because he said it made my lips look dry. And I'm like, matte is dry. It's not glossy, but...
But the color matte that it was like you got newborn lips. What is this?
Forget you. But, and all in all, compromise. The next thing is, and I think this is the biggest, one of the biggest, communication.
Oh, most definitely. That should have been the first thing we
It
said.
should have, but
yeah.
You started with compromise, so we just rolled with it.
It was one of them C's. Hey, communicate. Yeah, it was one of them C's.
But communication, I really feel like communication is really big.
Whoa, okay.
In marriage. Because without that, it's gonna all go to hell in a handbag. Like, let's just be honest.
That's what everything.
Me.
That's what
Went down low.
You need to pat your back?
No, I'm good. But communication is big, and that's in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, a marriage, dating, whatever. Communication is really, really big because you have to be able to express yourself and that person listen, and then them be able to express themselves and you listen. And not just listening to respond, but actually listening to what they have to say.
Yeah, everything don't have to be a dog and cat fight.
Right. Because sometimes, you know, people are trying to really communicate to get you to understand how they feel, and they may not know how to just really come out and say it, but if you listen enough, you can start kind of picking up on what they're trying to say and then kind of elaborate or whatever. So communication to me is real, real big, because I'm gonna be honest, like when we first started dating, like that wasn't a big thing, because with him,
I'm hard-headed.
He hard-headed, and it was like, okay, I don't want to talk about it, shut down mode. And I just finally told him, oh, this not gonna work for me. If we can't even talk about stuff when we have an issue, we're not gonna be able to move forward, because you have to communicate with each
She
other.
didn't punk me like that.
Don't believe the hype.
Well, kind of, but it wasn't the way she put it.
Whatever.
She did pump me a little bit, just a little bit.
Whatever. But seriously, in all seriousness, you have to communicate with your spouse, your friend, whatever, because oftentimes stuff can get misconstrued. You might have meant it one way, but the other person wasn't listening, and you might not have said it how you meant it, and then there goes a whole nother issue when it could have all been squashed if y'all would have just talked about it before
A piece of that.
beforehand. A piece of what?
Piece of that.
This?
No, piece of that.
Some sausage? Didn't I tell you to get your own sausage?
We don't say stuff like that around here. Oh, hell no. I don't even want no more. I don't even want it.
You want me to
No
break
more.
you a piece?
No more.
You
No
want me-
more. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with her. She tripping. Go back to what we was talking about, because you just sidetracked my whole everything.
I was just trying to see if you wanted some sausage.
Switch the subject. We probably about to get ready to end this video. Put that down like that. I gotta break that up. That's why you crying.
And the spice getting to me too, but it's good.
It smells good too. Ooh-wee.
Ooh, that was
Yeah,
fucking
guys.
juicy.
Marriage is fun. That's ultimately your best friend. And at the end of the day, despite what everybody else say, it's just you and her. Or ladies, it's just you and him. Y'all do what's good for y'all. Do what's best for y'all. We'll do whatever makes y'all happy. And anybody else on the outside that got something to say about it, it don't matter. Yeah, due to the YouTube guidelines, I couldn't say what I really wanted to say. But y'all understand.
And I couldn't do what I really wanted to do.
Y'all understand.
But you got this, girl.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what other people think, because like I said, at the end of the day, they might be trying to tell you how to run their marriage and your marriage and A, they ain't never been married, or B, they in a marriage and their marriage is jacked up, but they put on this whole big front for everybody else to make them think it's one way when it's really another. So at the end of the day, don't worry about what other people think. Keep your marriage between you, your spouse, and God. And like I said before, if he's in the center of it, in the middle of it, at the front of it, everything will be okay. And make sure that y'all pray together. We do sometimes, but we really, really, really need to get back on it. Make sure that you're praying together with your spouse. Because like I said, when you have God in the center of it, other things that you deal with within your marriage become a little bit easier. Not saying that it's all easy, but it does become a little bit easier when you're able to pray and move on with your spouse, and then y'all not holding grudges and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was the queen of holding grudges, but I'm actually trying to be a little bit better.
I'm so proud of her. Without going into detail, but
I'm getting
so
way
proud.
better. So
Thank you.
it's all glory to him, because I prayed on that many a days. But you know, all is well, and we just wanted to kind of talk about marriage while we're grubbing. Baby done knocked on about 5 pieces already. And we just kind of want to give y'all some insight on it, you know, being married. Because marriage is not a game. Yeah, it's fun. You get to spend your time with your best friend all the time. But it's not a game. And it's not anything that should be taken lightly.
No, not at all. Because at the same time, you're still playing with somebody's life. If you taking stuff light, or you not in it for the right reasons. You holding on somebody else's progress. So that's one thing you don't want to do. So as she stated earlier, make sure this is what you want to do before you do it. Because the process of getting out of this, almost worse than getting into it.
If you're marrying the wrong person, it is.
Yeah.
So keep God first. Pray. Communicate. And compromise. I'm sure we probably forgetting some things, but those are the main things that you need to do.
You know what? Y'all like this video up? We might come with a part 2. Might throw some crab legs or something there next time.
Oh yeah.
But y'all like this video up? Comment, subscribe, share.
Watch
to the end. We're gonna start doing post notification shout outs. So comment down below. And look here.
Until next time.
We're about to finish this food though.
Watch a little TV. We on Netflix and chill. You on the Netflix and chill when you married though, okay? All right.
Yeah. But hey, look, we gonna holler at y'all. Hey, thanks for watching. Y'all go comment, like, subscribe once again.
And watch.
Yes.
And we are.
I'm Rex.
And I am Rage. And until next time, y'all be breezy.
Peace.
Rex and Rage. Hey.